Hello, how's it going everyone? In today's video, we are going to go over how to deploy your own NFT collection on Fantom using the Strange Brew tutorial. So there is a tutorial that already exists. It's by Strange Brew. They have a Medium article and a video. The goal of this video is to re-outline the tutorial and hopefully make things a little bit more concise and a little bit easier for you to deploy your own NFT collection on Fantom. So as of making this video, I don't really have coding experience or that much coding experience. I've made my own generative collection. I've made my own one-of-one collection. I don't know anything of what I'm doing. I copy and paste things, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. So if you don't know anything about coding, don't worry. If you get lost of the outline of this video, I have another video that explains the whole outline from your NFT content all the way up into the marketplace and how everything links together from marketplace all the way into your NFT content. So if you want to check it out, link to that video will be in the description below. So the reason why I decided to re-outline Strange Brew's tutorial in particular is because I agree with the philosophies that we'll end up reading in the intro of the Medium article. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So before we get started, link to this Medium article will be in the description below as well. So feel free to follow along with this Medium article and the video, or just read the Medium article. Either one will do. All right, so Strange Brew, how to deploy your own NFT collection on Fantom. Here at Strange Brew, we believe artists should be able to show off their work without the need for third parties or middlemen. This is what I really agree with. This is why we decided to help get the word out about how fast and easy it is to deploy your own NFT contract and mint some NFTs on Fantom. This is what decentralization means. Anyone can deploy a contract on the blockchain for a low gas cost, host their images and metadata for free, and distribute or sell as they see fit. There's also a video you can follow along with here. You can either follow along with this video that they have or the video that you're watching right now. Some things you'll need to get started. MetaMask connected to the Fantom network, and if you need help, they have a link for you right here. You're gonna need some Fantom for gas fees. 2 Fantom should be more than enough. So if you guys need help getting Fantom into your wallet, in order to do this, feel free to check out my video about how to bridge. Link to that video will be in the description below as well. You're also going to need a Pinata account. It's free. You can follow the link right here. So you're also going to need a web browser. We use Chrome in this example. I'm using Brave. So a text editor. We use Sublime Text in this example. You can use Notepad or TextEdit, which come native with your Windows or Mac OS. If you're using Linux, we're going to assume that you've got this covered. And the last thing you're going to need is an asset to turn into an NFT. All right, so for this part of the tutorial, I'm just going to try to TLDR everything as best I can. If there's anything crucial, I will let you guys know. First, open up Remix Development Environment on your browser by navigating to this link right here. And it's important that you use HTTP, not HTTPS. So this right here, use HTTP, not HTTPS. Your browser may warn you the connection is not secure. Don't worry about that. Make a new wallet for the contract deployment if it'll make you feel better. So you're going to start on this page. It's going to be the Remix IDE. You're going to click on contracts, and this right here says create new file. You're going to create new file, and I like to title it whatever I'm going to name the collection. I'm going to title mine the good old days .sol. So you want it in a Solidity file. In this tutorial, there's going to be 3 links. It's going to say copy and paste this example contract here. There's 3 links. There's a Google Docs here, there's a Google Docs here, there's one over here. So the first one is the base one. That's going to be the standard that most people are using currently. The second link right here that they provide, it basically has an ability to edit the token URI after the fact. So you can change the metadata, you can change the image, you can change everything after the fact. So once everything is minted and you go to a marketplace, you can change the token URI. Basically has another function where you can change the metadata or you can change the image. So if you're comfortable with this option, it can be very useful. Keep in mind, this means the token can be changed after the fact, and your holders will need to be comfortable with the fact that you can change it. This can also have benefits. For instance, if you need to change the hosting of the JSON and an image to a different service, you have the ability to do that. That's gonna be the second one. The third one is gonna be the same thing as the second one, but you're gonna be able to use it with the new marketplace NFT key, allowing them to show rarity based on attributes. So if you want to include rarity based on attributes in your NFT collection, then use this third one. So I'm just going to go with the newest one. I've used the newest one before. That's going to be this third one. So there's going to be 3 links. I like to use the third one. That will work with the new marketplace NFT key. And this third one also uses the edit token URI. So I like to use this one, and I will show you guys that function later. So you're going to open up this Google Docs, and link to these will also be in the description. Grab everything here, so highlight everything. You're going to copy it. You're going to paste it into whatever your collection name is, .sol. You're going to paste it over here. So this tutorial in the Medium article does not tell you about this, but if you control F and look up example, there's going to be two instances of example here. One is going to be just a comment. The other one is going to be the contract name. So if you don't change this, if you don't change this example right here, your collection, when you mint it, like here where it says Moody's, this is an example of one of my collections. If you don't change it, this will say example instead of Moody's. So it'll say example and then mood. So you want to make sure you change that. Otherwise this will stay as example. So we're going to go to example. We're going to highlight it and we're going to change this to the good old days. And remember guys, no spaces. So when you do this, if you have multiple words or anything like that, make sure there are no spaces. You can use capital letters to move on to the next word. So just something I wanted to add before that. Remember guys, if you don't change this from example, if you don't search for example and change the contract example, your contract is going to say example in the token tracker on FTM scan. So once you have that change, you're going to go to your compiler and your compiler page should look like this. And I'm just kind of following the image that they have here. Going to match everything that's in the picture. So 0.8.7 and then ending in 00A7, 00A7, Solidity, compiler, default, auto compile, and the contract address is going to be my collection name. Now navigate to the deploy page and select injected web3. So go to the deploy page right here and go to environment and you're going to go to injected web3. So once you click injected web3, it's going to prompt you to connect your wallet. Once you verify that your wallet is connected, it's going to say it right here, your wallet address. You're going to go to your contract and you're going to change it from address dash whatever. You're going to change it to your collection name dash contracts and then your collection name .sol. Once you change the contract to your collection, you're going to click this down arrow right below next to deploy, and you're going to choose the name and symbol of your token. So in my case, my token name is going to be the good old days, and symbol is going to be gods, GODS. So once you have your collection name and your collection symbol, you can go ahead and click transact. It's going to prompt your wallet, and the market price is going to be probably about or less than, well in this case it's way less than 1 Fantom. I'm going to go ahead and click confirm, and then once it's confirmed you can get to your contract address on FTM scan from your recent transactions on MetaMask. So if I open up my wallet and go to activity, there's a contract deployment. I click on that, view on block explorer, it's going to open up another tab where it takes me to FTM scan, and it says from my wallet to the contract that I created. So I'm going to click on that contract. I'm going to navigate to the contract tab and it asks, are you the contract creator? Verify and publish your contract using source code today. So I'm going to go ahead and click verify and publish right here, and it has my contract address and it's going to ask for the compiler type. I'm going to say Solidity single file, and then we're going to select compiler version, which is 0.8.7, and then it should be 00A7. That's the one we did right here. And if we look at the tutorial way up here, it's going to match the compiler that we have up here. And the next up is going to be our license. We have no license, we don't need anyone's permission, and then we're going to click continue. So from here, it's going to show our contract address, it's going to show the compiler that we chose. It's going to ask if we optimized or optimization. It's either yes or no. If we go back to Remix and look at our compiler, we did not do optimization, so we can say no for that. We're going to enter the Solidity contract code below. So if we go back to Remix, we can look at the good old days.sol, Control A, grab everything, Control C, and then paste it in here. So everything that we had in here, this whole code that we copy and paste. And remember, we changed the collection name from example to our new one. We're going to copy all that. We're going to paste it in here, and there's going to be some default constructor arguments. We're going to leave as is. We're going to verify, and we're going to click verify and publish. All right, and if everything worked correctly, you can go back to your contract. So you can click on your contract right here, and it'll have a green check mark by it, which means your contract has been verified and published. So if you go to write contract, you can see all the functions that you have. So you can mint a token, and then over here it says you can postSetTokenURI, which when we were looking at this tutorial, if we were looking at all these different ones, so the second option and third option for editing the metadata and the image perhaps, or the content, whatever, you can do that in number 3, postSetTokenURI, and we'll get to that later, but just showing you that option. So we finished step 1, which is setting up your blockchain contract. Now you're ready to mint. But before that, step 2 is going to be hosting the asset and your metadata. So we're going to be using Pinata, like we mentioned before. So once you already have your account on Pinata, you're going to go to My Files and click Upload, File, select a file to upload. You're going to click Upload. All right, so once your image is uploaded onto Pinata, you can click the I button and you'll be able to see it here. And note that you'll see it has the gateway.pinata cloud IPFS, and it's going to have its own content ID right here. So if your content is here, this is going to be the content hash. This link will take you to your NFT content. So now that you have your NFT content being hosted, we can create the metadata for the NFT. So you're going to open up Notepad or a text file or whatever you can use just to save text. So for easy copy paste, the article has this right here. I have my own that I like to use, which I have copy pasted here, and all I have to do is just fill in the blanks and I will be set. So it's important to note you must be sure the quotation marks are in plain text as shown above. If they are not, the NFT will not show up in your wallet properly. If you want to be sure that the JSON file is set up correctly, you can use a JSON linter. Here's one you can use that they linked right here. If you want to add attributes for rarity, you can use this standard, and they have something you can copy and paste. For me, I'm not using rarity, so I'm going to stick with my format. You can use as many trait types and values as you like. These can be used to calculate the rarity of a specific NFT. So we're going to drop this in the text editor. In the tutorial or in the Medium article, they're using Sublime Text, but you can use WordPad or TextEdit. In this video right here, I'm using Notepad. You're going to add your own name, description, and the link to the picture you uploaded to Pinata. So for me, this is going to be the first one of the collection, number 1. The name is going to be the Council. Description is going to be Gotham Apes x Fantom Punks and the Council. So make sure everything you're typing is in quotation marks, and that way it'll show. The ID number or the token ID, you don't have to put in quotes, so I just leave it as is. It's just a space and then a number after ID. I like to do this so it makes it easier to index which one in the collection it is. And then finally, a link to your image right here. So if I go to this right here, the council.png, if I click the I button, I'm going to get this gateway pinata.cloud. Make sure you grab this entire link from HTTPS all the way to the very end of the CID or of the content ID. You're going to go to image in between the quotes, paste it here so it'll show the entire link all the way up to the end. So now that I have this and have made sure that all these are in the quotation marks and everything is good, I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save it as the council.json.json. So you're going to save it as a JSON file, and you're going to upload that JSON file to Pinata. So on Pinata, you're going to go Upload, File, select File. You're going to go to the Council, and then you're going to upload that JSON file that you just made from this Notepad to Pinata. The link to this file will be your token URI. So notice that both these have different IDs. So we have our content ID for the NFT, and we have our metadata ID. And you'll see this metadata links us to our NFT content right here. And you'll see that this link right here is a link to our metadata ID right here. So with that, step 2 is complete. Now we're on to the third and final step. It's going to be minting the NFT. So in step 1, we set up our contract to be able to mint to a contract. And in step 2, we uploaded the content to a decentralized cloud storage service, which is Pinata. We have the NFT content, we have the content ID, we have a link to the content ID in the metadata, we have the metadata in the metadata ID, and then a link to the metadata ID right here. So for step 3, you're going to go back to FTM scan. You're going to go to your contract or your collection. You're going to go to contract and you're going to go to write contract. You're going to click connect to Web3. It's going to prompt you to connect your wallet. Once your wallet's connected and you verified that that's your wallet, you're going to scroll down to mint. You're going to grab the address you want to mint to. So I'm going to mint it to my own address. The token ID, I want token number 1. And then the token URI, remember, our token URI is the link to the metadata. So that can be found if you go to the metadata file and open it. You're going to get that link to your metadata file. You're going to go back to your contract and paste it here. So once you have this all set, make sure that the address is correct, your token ID is correct, your token URI is correct. You're going to click write. This is going to prompt your wallet for the gas fees for minting. and you're going to click confirm. When that transaction confirms, you should be able to see the minting activity on FTM scan like this. So if I go to my activity, I have the mint right here. If I go to view on block explorer, it'll show that it was a success and I minted to this wallet token number 1, the good old days. So the way I like to check this immediately is just by going on Tofu NFT, and it should start showing what's in your wallet. So you go to my NFTs on Tofu NFT and you should see the council right here. The collection is called the good old days. The piece is called the council. The image is correct. If you go to info, it'll have the contract. So if you click this, it'll take you to the same page on FTM scan as this contract right here, right? If you go to the metadata and it says decentralized, you're going to click it and it's going to take you to the metadata where it's pulling from, right? It's the ID number 1. It's called the council. The description, council, Gotham Apes, X Fantom Punks. And then here's the image link. And here you're able to see the collection name, the title of the piece, and then the description. So if you guys have reached this point, you guys have successfully minted your NFT onto Fantom. So at this point, I'm going to backtrack and show you guys that function that we talked about earlier called postSetTokenURI. And this function right here is addressing the ability to edit the token after the fact. So let's say I want to change this. I want to change the image. I want to change the metadata. So I want to change something about this NFT. What this function is going to allow me to do is select the token that I want, which would be token number 1, and submit a new link with new metadata, which might have a new link to another image, which will allow me to change the image, the title, the description, and so on. So at this point, you've already minted your NFT. If it looks correct, you can stick with it. If you didn't use the second or third contract, you won't be able to do this. So if you did the first example contract, you can stop here. So if you've done the second or third contract from the tutorial and you want to change your NFT after it's been minted, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So let's say, for example, that I uploaded the wrong image, or I uploaded the wrong description or title. Let's say I uploaded everything wrong. I want to change all of it, but it's already been minted to this contract right here. All this has been minted. If you did the second or third contract in the tutorial and not the first one, you're going to be able to change this. So what I'm going to show you guys here is how to change your image, your description, your title after the fact once it's already been minted to the contract. So I'm going to go back to Pinata and click upload. I'm going to do the file, select a file. I'm going to select the other image that I want and make sure the title's different, the lords, and upload it to Pinata. Once you see the file has been uploaded, you can just double check and see if it works by clicking the I button next to it. And I'm just going to double check that this is the image that I want. And if it loads today, and this is an example, so I know this is a different image. This is the image that I want to use. So nice. I'm going to open up Notepad again, and I want to change this, right? So let's say this is token ID number 1 still, but I want to change the title. It's going to be called, instead of the council, it's going to be the lords. The description is going to be the lords, and it's going to be Tomb Heads X Gab 9, right? So that's going to be the description. And then my image link, I'm going to replace all this with the link right here. And make sure you grab the entire link all the way to the end of your content ID. And you can see that it ends in B5A, B5A. We're going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to change this to the lords.json. Click Save. Now you're going to go back to Pinata, upload the file, select a file, and you're going to choose the JSON file that you just saved. You're going to upload it. And once you've uploaded both of them, you're going to have the new NFT content, the new content ID, the new metadata ID. And if you open up, just to make sure your metadata is right, it has the metadata, which points to the link to your content ID. But we're going to grab, what's important is the link to the metadata right here. So we're going to grab this link to the metadata for the lords. So I'm going to go back to my collection contract, the good old days. I'm going to click contract, click write contract, and connect Web3. Once I've connected to Web3, made sure my wallet is verified, I'm going to go down to postSetTokenURI. I'm going to go to the token that I want to change. I want to change token number 1, and I'm going to put the new token URI or the string right here. And this is going to be connected to the lords right here. So this is just make sure it's ending in JVD2, JVD2. So I'm going to go ahead and click write. It's going to prompt me to pay gas fee to write this function. I'm going to click confirm. So once it's confirmed, you can check your contract interaction, view on Block Explorer, and you're going to see that it went through. Now, if you go back to Tofu NFT to view it, we can go back to the view that we had earlier, click the ... refresh metadata. Once it's done refreshing, the title changed, the lords, the description changed, the lords, tomb heads, XGAB9, and then we just gotta wait on the image. All right, so the image loaded and it changed. It went from the one we previously had to this one. So this is the power of the other two contracts that we had right here. So there's gonna be, remember, there's gonna be 3 contracts, number 1, 2, and 3. Number 2 and 3 will allow this feature, number 1 will not. So that's gonna be what postSetTokenURI can do for you if you've already minted the contract and you wanna change it after the fact. Just a heads up, guys, if you are comfortable with this option, it can be really useful, but also make sure your holders are comfortable with the fact that you can change this as well. If your holders don't want you, or you yourself don't want to be able to change anything about the NFT, use the first contract. In this video, we used the 3rd contract. So just a heads up. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this back because I want the first one to be the one we actually did. So I'm gonna go back to Pinata, go to the council.json, grab this link, and then token ID, and change it here. Make sure it's the same. So it should be 35QS, 35QS. I'm gonna write it, confirm, and I'm gonna change it back. So once it's successful, I can go back to Tofu NFT and just refresh metadata and make sure that it's changed from the lords to the council with the description and the image. So this is what I wanted, and this is how I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna upload the others later, but for the sake of this tutorial, yeah, I just wanted to be able to show you guys how you can change that. All right, guys, I'm mid-edit, but I forgot to mention how to add NFTs to the collection. So we did the first one, just real quick. I have the second one set up. So I have the protocol PNG, which is an image like this. I have a protocol.json, which is the metadata right here. I have a link to the metadata. I'm gonna go down. I'm connected already to the good old days. I'm gonna write the contract. My wallet's connected. I'm gonna go to Mint, and I'm gonna do to my address right here. The token ID is gonna be number 2, and my metadata is ID number 2. The protocol description is this. The image link leads me to this right here, M4V, M4V. I'm gonna grab this link right here. This is gonna be the token URI. I'm gonna write, and I'm gonna confirm. Once it's done, I can check Tofu NFT and check my wallet and make sure that it's minted. And this will be the second token in the collection. So if you want to mint another NFT to the same collection, all you have to do is go to that collection, write the contract, put in the address you want to send it to or your address, add in the token ID, which is just going to be the next consecutive number, and then add in the token URI from Pinata for whatever one is next. And then you write it, and that is how you add another NFT to the same collection. But other than that, guys, that is it. You guys deployed your own NFT collection on Fantom using the Strange Brew tutorial. I hope this video helped you guys out and made things a little bit easier to understand and a little bit more straightforward. If you guys were confused about the whole process and the framework of the process, feel free to check out my video explaining NFTs. Link to that will be in the description below. So if you guys liked this, thought it was helpful, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.